All right, folks, welcome back to the Amateur League Series. We're here with Game 3. It's going to be a scrim here. We had a unfortunate away from keyboard, I guess you could say. We have the team Iron Dragon versus Endgame. My name is Franklin. I'll be casting here alongside my friend Port.
Hey everyone.
And yeah, we're looking to get underway here pretty quick.
So this is week 2 of ALS. It looks like Endgame and ID are both 2-0 so far. So we should have a pretty good scrimmage here.
Yeah, it's always nice to get these scrims going because it's not a super high stress situation, but it's a good chance to look at how both teams match up.
Right.
As we go into draft mode, I think it's an interesting thing to look at patch 10 as we hit this new season. We're seeing a lot of interesting meta picks here. ADC is really coming back strong in the bot lane. Just a few more late game team comps versus the old kind of lethality early game motion. We see the Caitlyn's banned out early. Huge priority pick in the bot lane, if I may say so myself.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like Yorick was played by Kindred is best both of ID's previous games. So there's definitely been some scouting done by Team Endgame.
That's a good point. And York is a champion that can really run away with the split push. If you don't have a good enough engage, it's really hard to capitalize on his play style. Pyke, one of my favorite champions. Love playing him in the bot lane. Another big threat we've seen on both sides of the team really being played here. But it's just nice to take him off the table.
Yeah, they're banning all of our favorite champions. I wouldn't want to be in this game.
So it looks, just seeing these bans, it's looking like first pick here is prioritizing somewhat of a late game bot lane. Caitlyn, Pyke, Thresh, all huge early game threats that with a pick can really just turn a lane around and just spiral it out of control. But Recton being Shadows here, it's going to be a nice early game pickup for the top lane if that's locked in.
First pick Darius. That's surprising. Wow. I guess the team's really prioritizing making sure their top laner gets a bully. We'll see if Endgame will be able to counter that with their other picks, or whether Darius will be able to take over the game.
Yeah, I've always wondered. I don't know if you have any ideas. What counters a Darius?
I think Darius will just delete.
Oh, Aphelios pick here. My goodness.
We know Aphelios is really big on this patch, so.
Huge. A lot of damage coming out. Couple nerfs on his ult, but really not enough to make a huge dent in the amount of DPS he's able to pump out as an ADC.
So what do you think of Lee Sin pick into Warwick?
You know, that's a matchup that I really feel goes, even if not skewed to Lee Sin winning it early on. Both champions play the same way, in the late game. They're both just ult abilities, and we'll see who can kind of weave in their ultimates better. But it'll be an interesting matchup for sure.
Now, since there's already the Aphelios, I'd like to see a little more protection for her, because Warwick's going to be jumping into that back line. Oh, I guess Leona's going to be jumping in too.
We have a dive comp coming from. Yeah, that's a balls to the walls kind of comp, if you know what I mean. Like, they are really pushing for the aggression here.
Yeah, if they're ahead, there's not much you're going to be able to do to get out of the way of a Warwick or a Leona.
Right. You see mobility, though, with Lee Sin and LeBlanc able to disengage, but we'll see if they can pull the trigger quick enough, because you get locked down by 1 CC, you're standing still for 3 seconds plus.
Right, and they smartly banned the Morgana there. Make sure there's nothing that was going to get in the way of their CC.
Yeah, that's a great call. Interesting ban on the Blitz. I'd say a lot of people would say Blitz is a tough pick into Leona because it enables her kit, but we don't know what the rest of the lanes are going to look like. So
we still need a mid and a top.
we have a lot of scaling in the Helios. Could go for something early into LeBlanc, like I don't know. I don't really play mid lane, but Lux could be a good option. But they pick up the Singed into the Darius, which could be a great option if you can kite him out easy enough. But the Ghost is going to be an issue for the chase.
I'm trying to think of how they're going to deal with the Singed running around the map.
It's true. Interesting split push. Looking like we have a Senna 80 carry, which was thought to have really fallen off with patch 9.24 it was, where she lost a lot of her scalings and a lot of the chances, the probability that she would pick up the souls from minions she kills. But still, again, in the late game, able to pump out a lot of damage. And we have a Neeko. What do you think about this Neeko picking up?
A Neeko mid. Honestly, I haven't seen Neeko nearly enough to know like what Neeko's good with.
No, I haven't seen a Neeko, and the few times I have, it's support or cheese top laner to go on hit. But a caster Neeko in the mid lane could be an interesting pick into LeBlanc.
Certainly, just adds more CC.
It also makes our life much more difficult when you have to deal with a freaking LeBlanc passive and a Neeko W. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but we're gonna try and stay on our toes. Keep you guys updated with what's going on the map, even though half the things may be fake champions.
I will say I really like this Tahm Kench pick because we were talking about how much CC the team has with the Warwick, the Leona, and also like a Singed running at you. And they banned the Morgana, so there wasn't like that option. We needed something to be able to protect their backline, and Tahm Kench is great at protecting a backline.
It's a good point. And the Senna pick really leaves them vulnerable to the engage from like a Warwick or Leona. And now you've put this Neeko on top of that. If you can get a flash ult with Neeko after CC chain by Leona and Warwick, that could be devastating to the Senna, who really is going to be one of their late game hyper damage carries.
I do think I'm looking at LeBlanc and who she's going to be able to pick. That there's some limited options. There's not a lot
Definitely
going for that.
Yeah.
You can't get on the Singed, the Warwick, the Leona, bad choices. Neeko's pretty tough because he has Neeko's root, I believe, is a straight line dash, so it'll be hard for LeBlanc to get around that. And it just leaves the Helios.
It's a great point because when Neeko shoots that E, if she's W, if LeBlanc is Wing towards Neeko, if she can pull the trigger quick enough, that's essentially a free route, which into the Q, of course, is going to spell a lot of damage. So it'll be interesting to see how that skill. I would say probably this mid lane is pretty even. It's a skill matchup as far as hitting skill shots and dealing out damage.
I will say there's the summoner difference. We got LeBlanc with Ignite and Neeko bringing Teleport to the table.
Yeah. Yeah, we see an interesting matchup top. It'll be interesting to see if we see Singed do a proxy here. I feel like Lee Sin is one of those champions where his kit enables him to stick to a champion pretty easily. To see if he maybe tries to counter that, or if Singed goes for a more standard laning approach. But they're both running Ghost, so we're gonna see some quick sprinters in the top lane.
Yeah, no teleports from top, so we won't be seeing any early 5-man dragons probably.
Right, and like we say in this new patch, dragons are a huge objective.
Yes, definitely will be interesting to see which dragons pop up and whether one of these junglers can get off to an early dragon lead.
Did you have other perspectives here on the bot lane? I've seen a lot of differences in the last couple patches. When we talk about the mid and the top, what do we think about Aphelios? What is your experience having played with Aphelios?
I'll be totally honest, I don't know everything Aphelios does still. It's a pretty complicated champion, and I should have watched one of the videos explaining it, but maybe I'll figure it out this game.
Listen, I'm an AD carry. I don't even know half the things that Aphelios. It's like 5 champions in one, bro.
That makes me feel better. I
All right,
will
we'll be going to
say
get the game soon here. Go ahead.
on the bot lane matchup you asked about.
Yeah.
If Leona tries engaging on the Senna, Tahm Kench is just going to eat the Senna and walk away. So it is pretty hard for Leona to make any plays. But on the flip side, Tahm Kench's engage is not great.
Right.
So
Which, as a Senna player, you're really not looking for a hard engage, and because Leona is a melee champion, you're really looking just to auto and Q, get a quick auto Q reset, because that's going to give you stacks. And Senna's all about stacking. Senna is the Veigar ADC. You want to get as many stacks as you can get. You don't want to get kills necessarily, or even have a farm lead. Stacks is what's translating to late game pressure.
I did notice now that we're loading in, we can see Neeko took Glacial Augment. What do you think about that?
I hate that summoner spell. Or that rune. It's just I mean, I hate being slowed. But with like help me out here. What's the name of that item? Shoots out shards of ice.
Oh, I
One of the
don't know
proto.
the name of it.
The fact that it shoots like the ground stays a slowing area, that's just obnoxious. Even with like spooky ghosts. Yeah, that can just really allow for some rundowns. Let Leona, let Warwick let Singed even get in there and look for plays on those.
Ooh, so you're expecting more of like a Neeko building supportive, like slow items?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily supportive, but she'll probably run, like I said, that proto item into some more heavy AP. But she'll definitely pick up either spooky ghosts or that proto item.
All right, and we're on to Summoner's Rift. Looks like both teams are fanning out level 1. Maybe no invades. Maybe just playing it calm.
I mean, already I see 2 Warwicks on my mini map, and it's really just.
I got confused by that too for a second. It is just Neeko.
Now, big blunder here. At least for me, I mean, this may be a visual bug, but I don't see.
Yeah, it looks like Leona has not bought items yet. Maybe one of her teammates will notice, or maybe Leona has some super strategy to save 500 gold early.
I mean, it's really. I mean, you probably know it's really hard to do anything mid game if you don't have support items to support. I know once in a while I'll accidentally run a Doran shield or a Doran's blade, and it just sets you so far behind because you're just not generating any gold.
Okay, we see Leona did back there, so missed the leash and probably missed some minions in lane. So be behind XP early just because she didn't buy level 1.
Right. Now, Philos gets, a little extra XP, but it really does not translate.
Yeah, like I said
going
earlier,
forward.
I don't anticipate any crazy plays early in the bot lane.
Right. It was interesting there to see if we look at the Nico, she went E into Q as her spell. As far as upgrading spells,
Oh,
do W first, just so you can get the. Oh,
wow,
but the
big
top.
play in.
You really got to
Oh,
the early game Darius.
yeah, once Darius gets those bleed stacks on you, it's pretty hard to keep up with that level of damage. Possible gank coming in the bot lane.
See that? Gonna walk away, seeing the wave come into lane.
Now, Singe did save Flash in that level 1 fight, so... Oh, mid
Oh, we
lane?
see a fight in the mid lane, able to secure the kill. Just an incredible sequence of abilities hit there. Another fight breaking out top. Singe is gonna be bleeding, literally. Bleeding farm and bleeding literally.
Wow, this LeBlanc is not only bullying her lane opponent, but also the jungler.
Fortunately for Warwick, he's got enough lifesteal in his kit. He should be able to clear this top side healthfully. But Lee Sin, if he sticks around, could be a threat.
See, LeBlanc's already up 20 CS to 10, so...
Yeah.
Hopefully Nico can get back in this game, not fall further behind.
1 mana, so she's gonna have to back quick. She's probably looking to push the wave in and then get a nice back off so she can get a little more damage. And instead of just poking out this Nico, she can again go for the all in and just continue to really push the pressure in the mid.
I see Lee Sin's backing on a ward top side, but I guess he will get away with it.
Ooh, see a potential fight here in the mid lane, but he's just gonna back off again. A little bit low mana. Running Corrupting Potion.
Now both mid laners opting for the Corrupting Potion start. Wow, this mid lane, both mid laners are just being aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Hard trades at all times so that their spells are up.
I think this is one of the harder things about getting in a lane where you have a lead is knowing when to back, knowing when to sit on your advantage and capitalize it by getting more items. Something I struggle with, I know, is overstaying, and can be a huge problem to early game assassins and mid game assassins like LeBlanc.
Singe has to use that flash just to survive in the top lane. Meanwhile, Ain't Your Mommy's on Dragon.
That's the other thing about Lee Sin. He really has that much damage and sustain that he can do these dragons early level.
That's a Cloud Drake going over.
Outplayed by the Singe top. Oh, looking for a fight bot lane, but like you said, that Tahm Kench is just able to peel so much pressure off of that Senna.
Yeah, it's so hard to make plays into Tahm Kench.
Oh, we see another great play in the mid lane.
Wow.
Great route into the Lee Sin Q. But hey, granted the Tahm Kench is great peel. That Devour is on a long cooldown now as far as allied champions.
That's true. Leona can get her combo off twice before Devour can come back up.
Yeah.
It's a dead Senna.
Feral Hog showing some good mechanic mastery on this champion, even though he's just been recently released. It's an interesting champion, Aphelios, because and different weapons. One ability for one weapon, the passive of another weapon. So you're able to play around those things. I think it's called the gravity. Applies slows to your auto attacks, and then you can root once you've autoed. So if you're able to use another spell on a different weapon, it can also proc that root. So you're able to have this hard CC on an 80 carry. But you really only need to hit an auto attack.
Wow, another kill on the top lane. Darius is now 2-0. CS is not too different yet, but that's certainly going to be a scary Darius once the team fights start. So wow, ID winning with both their solo lanes, but their bot lane's taking a beating down there.
LeBlanc going for the flash there. Questionable. Oh! Warwick may be able to come out with the kill there. Unfortunately, he was focusing.
Oh, Lee Sin with the save.
Big save from Lee Sin. Fortunately, he focused the clone.
Yeah, I did not think LeBlanc would be able to escape from that one. Yeah, Singe just pinging for assistance, but he's gonna need a lot of help. That's a big Darius. I'm not even sure if
that's not a lane. Warwick would have to do the majority of the damage there, which against the Darius is just incredibly difficult.
Both junglers are hovering towards the top side, so.
The early dragon there taken by Lee Sin was able to clear off a lot of the pressure from bot side, letting that 2v2 ensue. May see more priority given to the Rift Herald. We see a fight breaking out, able to get the shutdown on Darius. Just missing the Senna ult there. That's another kill onto Lee Sin. Just a champion that thrives on early game kills.
Yeah, the Cloud Dragon for the blue team, giving them 10% cooldown reduction on their ultimates, I believe. That is going to be really handy for LeBlanc, who already has a pretty low ultimate cooldown. Now it's going to be even shorter.
They all maybe Senna and Tahm Kench really benefit from this Cloud Drake. Darius able to be more of a threat every time his ult is up. More intense ganking plays with his ultimate up.
Oh, and Lee Sin's back in the top lane, trying to bully this poor Singed even more.
Singed was smart, was able to get the early tabbies, got some life regen as well, health regen as well, and additional cloth armor. So he's going to be dispelling a lot of attack damage, but Darius is building into Triforce here.
Wow, LeBlanc escaped with maybe 100 HP there.
I think this could spell another kill for the Darius top lane. Looks like he may be running away with this lane here.
That's now 4 deaths for the Singed already. And it's just so hard to gank a Tahm Kench lane.
It really is. So the one lane that you would think would be bleeding, and is bleeding CS, but not able to get a sizable advantage down there. 2,000 gold lead, 12 minutes is significant. If they can take this drag, it'll definitely put them back in. Able to get the kill onto Lee Sin.
It did get the jungler. Wow, what a crazy fight!
This is a fiesta. I'm gonna put it out there. There were 2 or 3 fights happening, one around Dragon, and we're finishing it up now with a kill on Tahm Kench here. But Huge turnaround for the red side.
Yeah, they were down quite a bit of gold, and now it is basically even.
They were able to go 4 for 1 and pick up the Infernal Drake. So, it's a big swing. Two kills on Aphelios from that too, who's running a bounty now.
Remember, the top laners don't have teleports, so that means even though the Darius does have a big lead over the Singed, he's not going to be able to affect the rest of the map with it.
That's a good point, yeah. So he has 1 plating left on that tower though, which if he can get that, maybe he can start roaming more. Or they can put him in the bot lane and maybe get a lane swap here. But it's interesting to see what he does with this. It's looking like he's just pushing down to the second tower.
Lee Sin is trying to take this Rift Herald. We'll see if there's a contest.
See Nick on the Glacial Augment summon. Just really gives him a chance. He's down kills.
Looks like Endgame are opting not to take the fight in the top half of the map. I think that's a smart decision. Oh, maybe they will find a pick.
Ooh, flash there by Lee Sin, looking for the Q execute. Warwick has to ult over the wall to escape. Ooh, LeBlanc just barely cancels their tether there. But looks like they have the pick on the Singed. This poor guy is taking a beating.
Yeah, Iron Dragon lost the fight in the bottom half of the map, but when it's a fight in the top half, they have their Fed Darius with them, as they're usually going to end up in their favor.
Aphelios should be able to get the bot turret as they have a fight around the red side red buff.
It does even up turrets, so even though Endgame's been taking a little bit of a beating, they're still right in it. It's still almost a tied game.
I'd like to see.
That's pretty deep.
And the Rift Shell should be able to take the tower here. She's going to minimize a lot of red side's damage.
I think Skirb was a little surprised by how far into the enemy team he went when he hit that Leone. He dashes to the farthest champion that it hits, not the first one. So you can end up in the middle of everybody easily.
Yeah. The big difference macro here is Singed was looking for a fight in the mid lane. Oh,
wow.
Just an overextension by Lee Sin there, looking for a pick on Aphelios, but
Feral Hog on Aphelios is popping off.
Yeah, you've always got to see what weapons Aphelios is running, because the Chakram one that he has right now is by far the highest DPS weapon. Big shutdown on Aphelios there. That's some click agility there from able to get her W off there to Yana E.
So we'll see. Overall, they did get more kills for Aphelios. Now 4-1-3, 140 CS at 16 minutes. That is going to be scary, and Feral Hog has proven that definitely someone you should be afraid of.
Absolutely. He's opting for the two high attack damage items first. You have Essence Reaver he's building now into Infinity Edge. Which means he's going to be putting out a lot of burst damage. But if people start to tank up, he's going to see a fall off in his damage. Potential pick here on the LeBlanc. But again, Lee Sin able to come in and protect. LeBlanc going back in. Able to secure 2 kills off of that. Right as Dragon's about to respawn. You got to be careful with
Oh.
Aphelios here, able to put out a lot of damage.
Iron Dragons thought 2 kills would be enough, but Feral Hogs is just massive right now.
And this is
6,
just the
1,
mid
and
game.
3.
Aphelios is a late game monster, like just able to put out damage. The issue is going to be who's going to be able to peel for Aphelios if Lee Sin and LeBlanc get to the point where they can just one-shot.
LeBlanc is reaching that point. I just noticed there's a 6, 1,
He's
and
looking
5
for it
LeBlanc.
here. Great chaining of the CC there. Unfortunately, looks like they're not going to convert the kill. Ult's being expended. Everybody's coming into these fights. Lee Sin's able to pick up a kill on Leona there. Looking to go back. Nico's ult just barely whiffs. Aphelios' ult hits 2 of their members. Warwick ulting the Tahm Kench, but dunked down by the Darius. Get to pull on Aphelios. Big kills here. Able to knock down the whole back line with 1 E. Darius got ahead early, and he's able to convert some of that early game gold into some serious damage.
I mean, he's making big plays, whether they get gold or not. Pulling both of their back line into your Fed LeBlanc is a massive play, and they will get rewarded with the inner mid tower.
Huge play. It'll be interesting to see what objective they go to now. I mean, you could opt for the bottom tier 1 tower here, but that's giving some vision control over Baron. It's a little risky going for tier 2 in the top lane, just because if you get put out of position with such a high engaged team like Leona, Warwick, and Nico, it could spell a lost team fight in the top lane. But it seems like they're just opting to get some vision control around the river. Baron is set to spawn in 45 seconds. It looks like they have another pick on this.
We'll chase the Singed action.
Gotta feel bad for the guy.
Now 1 and 7, and Nico's 1 and 5. Solo lanes are a little behind for endgame. But Aphelios did complete the eye edge, so
And the
maybe-
Berserker Screams.
yes. Do you think, is that enough damage yet for Aphelios to be able to solo carry a team fight?
Listen, so it seems like Darius is running into Randuin's there, which is a very smart item in the Aphelios, right? A heavy crit champion, able to reduce a lot of that damage from the crits. The only problem I ever see is none of the other champions, Senna and LeBlanc, aren't prioritizing any resistance items here. So if any of them get picked, and Aphelios is able to auto them even twice, they'll die.
It's true, and LeBlanc opting for the Magi's purchase. 10 stacks on it right now.
It's greedy. Very greedy. But
Definitely.
probably looking for Baron plays upcoming here.
That is the next big objective. In-game did manage to secure that second Ocean Dragon. So that is nice, but mostly what it does is it puts Iron Dragon really far away from ever completing 4 dragons
The Dragon
to
Soul.
get the
Yeah.
Infernal Soul.
Flash expended by Senna to get out of the Leona E. Oh, LeBlanc dashing back to her W. Leona's deep here. Warwick's going to get the ult on the Lee Sin. Lee Sin ults him back into their team. We could see a re-engage here with the Senna W. But Darius has got a push going in the bottom lane. Looking for a kill on this. Nico able to get it. Convert that into a tower bot lane. You don't really want to see the blue side fight here unless they can get some serious damage off, because they are down their main carry.
Ooh.
And the re-engage onto LeBlanc.
Feral Hogs doing a lot of
Able
damage.
to get the kill on the Senna with the ult. And the champion is able to put out so much damage from so far away. LeBlanc again goes in. These are huge shutdowns they're giving over.
Wow, Leona is setting up all the kills, making it really easy for Feral Hogs to just free fire from the back. So Darius definitely won the split push, but when Darius isn't around, there's not much to threaten Aphelios in the back line.
A huge gold lead for Aphelios here.
They will pick up the 3rd dragon, which puts them one closer to 4 dragons and getting the soul.
What do you think about these Ocean Souls? How does Ocean stack up with some of the other Ocean Souls or some of the other Dragon Souls?
I think Ocean is a really good one, especially for how like scrappy and kind of beefy this End Dragon team is. Like with Singed, Warwick, Leona, like you want that extra healing as the fight's going on to just be that much beefier and tankier and hard to get through.
A lot of security we've seen a lot of Leona E's going deep into the security and knowing that she can do really questionable picks here from the LeBlanc looking to pick on a Leona. Oh, and Senna there. But again, if nobody's getting on the back line, Aphelios is able to pump out this damage. Darius is able to get the kill. Oh, LeBlanc secures the kill on Aphelios.
Oh
Looking like they're
my.
able to turn this back around. Big win for the blue side here. Able to now secure Baron. Have priority that Darius can go to the bot lane, grab the inhib. Nobody falls on the blue side of the map.
Yeah, that was huge. LeBlanc going up to 20 Magi stacks now. Right as it seemed like Iron Dragon were struggling to get through the tankiness of Endgame's front line, Darius just flashed in and pulled Aphelios, which won them another team fight hard.
Right, and that's like another for team fights you look for ults and you look for spells that are expended, but I mean as a sportman it's super important to track these summoner spells because without flash that team fight would have gone so much differently. The Darius wouldn't have been able to get in the back line. It'll be really important I think for both teams to keep an eye on those summoner spells to see when they
Yeah, just taking a look at items again. LeBlanc is super fed, and there's not much magic resist being built yet.
Yeah, it's kind of a questionable build here from the Aphelios grabbing the Phantom Dancer instead of the Maw. The two don't stack. So you either get the shield, the flat shield from the Maw from the Phantom Dancer versus a MR shield from Maw. May have been a better choice to go with Maw Mortius, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Phantom Dancer does give some defensive stats, but
Endgame are falling slowly behind in towers, even though and they're now down to 9k gold lead.
yeah. If Darius is able to continue to split push like this and still have this impact in team fights, it's going to be a serious problem.
Singe might be in trouble.
Able to
here.
grab the hook there.
Yeah, no one can deal with this Darius right now.
Really smart automation by the Darius too, recognizing that Aphelios is the threat and building all armor items.
Wow, Randuin's Deadman's Plate and Bramble Best.
He is a beefy boy. Oh, nice kick there by Lee Sin. Unable to follow up with any of his teammates. But Darius is looking to get a pick here. Get in the back line. If you get the Q, big Q, big life steal. If he can get another one, he'll be able to heal up again. All right, how can they peel for this Darius here? It's going to be the question. Oh, and they're able to shut him down. That's the goal going on Leona, though, so it's not going to be as impactful as, say, on the the Philios or the Nico.
Darius did find a way to get into that back line again and get the kill on Aphelios.
And we'll see if this spells Dragon here for the blue side. Just seeing as just the bot lane, and Senna's not a high DPS AD carry. And Lee Sin getting there around the same time. Oh, but Warwick stopping for the farm and bot.
So Endgame hasn't lost any inhibitors yet. What kind of team fight do they need to get back into this game?
They have to play front to back. They have to appeal for the Aphelios. Singed at this point in the game is virtually useless. Him running to the back line really isn't going to give them a lot of pressure. I think he needs to be essentially running around circles around Aphelios, creating a slow barrier for him, flinging people away from Aphelios, really just peeling. Nico should look for a pick on a route, but again, Aphelios is their damage. It's all their damage right now.
Does seem like Endgame does have pretty good vision, although it's getting cleared out now. Their red side jungle. Baron not for another minute and a half. So that does give them some time to try and farm back up, maybe get one more item. The GA coming out for Aphelios.
It'll be interesting to see who they send bot to deal with Darius. If the rest of the team starts pushing down their lanes. Potentially a kill here on the Singed. Cool, they'll set. This could be a kill on the Darius though. They've got their whole team there. Able to get just a huge Q off though.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Aphelios able to get the kill back on him. Not popping Aphelios' GA is big though. Just getting a second champion out.
We'll see. There's not much base left.
It's true. Very smart ult by Senna there, stopping the back of Aphelios. I think at this point it's looking like a wrap. They're just pushing down the base. Should be able to grab this last inhibitor. Push for the next tower. Youmu's able to kite out that Singed nicely.
Iron Dragon only picked up one inhibitor actually. Top and bot are still standing.
Getting a lot of damage off on these champs though, just giving them a better chance of securing this Baron. Senna able to pick up the red buff. A flash in by the LeBlanc. But again, Tom Kent's just able to give so much peel.
Well, they did poke him low enough. I think Iron Dragon's going to have to back and reset, which will give time for Endgame to get some of these wards around Baron.
Yeah. Darius right now is taking red side bot jungle, probably looking to push down this inhib, which as we know, Singed is definitely not going to stop him. So this is going to spell another inhibitor for.
Yeah, if Endgame doesn't back,
here.
Darius can just win the game.
And if they back, that's Baron. Definitely between a rock and a hard place here. So they just send Nico back. They keep their bot lane and jungle here. Oh no, but they're able to secure the kill on Warwick.
Here comes.
Ah, it's a big, and that's the play we're talking about there.
That was
We can convert
crazy.
this into a Baron here. And so that's that ult, that's that Aphelios ult with that Graviton cannon, which everybody he hits is essentially rooted. It's great because it gives Nico that time to ult into all of them.
Yeah, Ophelia sitting at 5.5 items, 16, 4, and 4. It's pretty huge.
Yeah, hopefully he can get build this last Whisper off his back. Perfect. He's got the mortal wounds, so he's able to deal with the lifesteal from the Darius.
Looks like everyone's posturing around this next dragon.
Darius is extended.
Uh-oh, a pick on a Darius would be
on him.
huge.
Again, Tahm Kench able to pull him out. Huge ult by the Nico there, able to get a 3-man stun. Let's see if Aphelios can put out the damage. His GA is popped by LeBlanc, but LeBlanc is going to fall. Ooh, not fall here. Yep, fall here to the Singed. And they're able to convert 3 kills for 2.
And if they get this would be Ocean Soul, Dragon Soul.
And we see Darius is lurking on the side here. See where if the peel can come in. Oh, and Senna's able to get the shutdown. This should spell a kill for Darius. I think both of those.
Wow, Darius and Senna really just saved the game for Iron Dragon there.
But you look at the Nexus of Endgame, and both tower super minions are on the Nexus. Still going to be a tough comeback.
True, but if Endgame had lived there, maybe gotten those 2 kills, and then secured Dragon Soul, should be in a lot better place than they are now.
They're fighting it hard. They're not going down easy, that's for sure.
With no Nexus towers, inhibs down, super minions pushing in, and Baroned up.
Yeah, this is... And the pick they get on Nico there. You know, besides being 1 in 10, she was able to get some big ults this game that really helped turn around these fights. And so without her, it's gonna be a lot tougher. Iron Dragons though opting to play it slow. Look to get all 3 lanes pushing probably at the same time. Have Darius, you know, go in a side lane with 4.
Darius now completed the Thorn Mail as well.
Oh, but if this spell is a pick on Singed, I think we can
50 seconds of Singed dead. Oh, Singed wasn't doing too much while Singed was alive. So
sometimes it's just good to have a body on the map. Able to get the root on Warwick.
That's the final stand coming out.
Yeah, looks like they're able to get the end pick there. Look just for some style points here. This is just the icing on the cake as Iron Dragons looks to clean up this scrim here. Really, really great play out of the solo lanes from Iron Dragon, even though the bot lane of Endgame really put up a fight.
Yeah, both Melancholy and...
That's good.
Great
scrim there. Go ahead,
yeah.
Port.
Oh, thanks. Just the solo laners for Iron Dragons both did excellent work, making huge plays both in their lanes and in team fights. And even though Aphelios Feral Hogs did do his best to put up a fight. He didn't quite have the teammates to support him.
Yeah, it was a tough game, hard fought by both teams, but this one, Iron Dragon's able to come out on top. We'll be seeing you guys again soon. We're gonna take a quick break right here, get some tunes rolling for you, and we'll be back with Game 4. Should be good.